Hi there everyone, today I'm going to be doing a tournament showcase for the new Emberflame tournament. Well, I say new, this is at the end of the tournament. This is the first one I'm going to be doing on my mobile. I have been playing it on my mobile as much as possible the last couple of weeks. So I've got a lot of practice, and I think it's safe to say it is harder to play on the mobile than the PC. When it comes to tournament and events, you just can't play quite how you want to. But it does work quite well on some things because I find myself doing a lot more basic attacks, and that's because it's much easier to stay on the basic attack because on the mouse you'll have to hold click and then move the mouse away to where you want to move to and then move at the right time. Whereas on here you just click once on the enemy and it will stay attacking on them. It's just easier to do, so you end up doing more basic attacks. Anyway, I'm going to look at the rewards a little bit here. I have actually got the new belt. I got the relic belt. That was because it was part of a festival. But otherwise, compared to the last belt, I can't remember the name of the last belt, but I'd actually say this belt is worse, and that's because the last belt had both attack speed and crit damage. This one, it has defend chance, which is nice, but the crit chance instead of crit damage is such a downgrade that even though the other stats are buffed and stuff, it's just not as good. So yeah, if you did have the last belt, this one wasn't really much to go for. But I didn't have the last belt. I had the one before that, and that one, I can't remember what stats were tagged on it, but this one was an improvement for me, especially the relic version. This artifact one, you can see, is quite a bit worse on damage. Actually, all the stats really, it's quite a bit worse on. So the relic was definitely good for me. I think the artifact was a slight upgrade, and so the relic was a bigger upgrade for me. Unfortunately, all I got from this is the normal rewards again. I got the prism, unfortunately. I was hoping for that jewel. That would have been lovely. But anyway, going into this, I am going to be using someone else to leapfrog me into the things, into the challenges, and that's just for efficiency. I don't want to have to spend all that valor. This tournament was fairly expensive for me. I'd spend 1,700 gems on valor. Anyway, we're going to be getting into it, and I'm going to do a little bit of guide-like talking, and that's because this is the first tournament that I've done on mobile. I'll probably not do future ones on mobile. What? Why is it saying this? Anyway, so yeah, I'm not really going to be doing future tournaments on mobile, and that's probably because, yeah, like I said, it's harder to play. But this one isn't too challenging. I think there's only one challenge that's actually hard. The rest are pretty easy. So that's why I'm doing it for this one. Oh, I'm getting problems here. Okay, we are back, and now we're going to do this first challenge. Okay, dropping in right now. The challenge, I think. I hate it when I don't remember these things. Okay, there's these 3 rock rollers. Ah, yeah, that's it. You got to kill the 3 rock rollers. And there's one healer guy, there are a few other little enemies. It's not tricky at all. I suppose if you've got low damage, you probably want to go for this healer conjuring. Like, first of all, he summons the healing things right next to you, so they're not really very difficult to avoid them from healing the enemies. You can see I'm not really bothering to play with any kind of technique here. But yeah, what you would do is spam the frost drakes over where the enemies are. So move to one side, put them over onto your top left or whatever. I can't actually show because it doesn't track where my mouse is. But anyway, yeah, you want to just move over to one side and put the frost drakes the other side. They'll absorb all the attacks. It's really quite easy. But yeah, the first challenge is always easy. So I also heard, I think maybe it's a little bit harder for knights, or maybe they're just being silly. I don't know. But yeah. I think there is one challenge which we're going to have difficulty with, and that is the 7th, I think it is. Yeah, it's the 7th challenge. But other than that, all of them are quite easy. The second one I'm most practiced with, and that's actually quite a difficult one. That's the one we're going to be doing now. And so this one here, it's I can't remember his name, but he's the boss from Inner Circle, and he's been used in a few challenges. This is one of the last tournament he was in a very difficult one. This one he's in one of his easier versions, but it's compared to the other really easy challenges, this one's a little bit harder, just because of that. So he appears in the middle. There are two sorcerers either side. You want to take down one of the sorcerers first. Actually, playing this a few times, I found well, a few times. I played it 100 times. This relic it took so long. So I found that actually, because when you put him to half health, he flies off and then he comes back harder. But yeah, so I found that actually it's better to get him into that form first, just to get him out of the way, because I've got enough damage to take him down. But I wouldn't necessarily advise that to other people. So what I do is I run to the middle there. That means my Frostrakes will be in front of me. I'll then put a Frostrake right next to this guy, because the others are dead by now. This will mean that they use their Air of Effect attacks on that Frostrake. So then I can take down that guy before he's back. Then I can take down Grix. And then finish off with the last guy. This is my technique for it, and it didn't always work. Sometimes things went a little bit amiss. But yeah, you can see that was fairly smooth. It was just where I can't remember, can't see exactly what I did wrong, but I messed up a little bit with that second sorcerer. But yeah, that's a hard challenge in this tournament. It's it's so much easier than the previous one, I think. Yeah, I'm now going to blitz through the next few. They're really not tricky at all. But the 7th one is brutal. I mean, the gold difficulty is actually like the platinum. I don't know why, but it's just super, super hard. So I don't know if I'm actually going to succeed in that, especially as I'm playing on mobile. It makes it so much harder. But, well, not that much harder. Like I said, there are a lot of pros to playing on the mobile, and you can take advantage of them in a lot of situations. But yeah, so we're going to be doing this one. Oh, this one. Okay. So this one, there are flag bearers either side, and then there's one boss. You only need to take down the boss, and the flag bearers, at first thought they'd cover most of the area, but they don't. They just cover a very small area around them. And actually, all you can do, very simply, bring the boss down to the bottom and take him out, because he'll come out of the range of the flag bearers, so he doesn't have increased damage or increased health, armor, or healing powers. Like, he's just stupidly easy then. So you don't need to stack anything. You just run up, get him to come after you, and hope you don't get bad connection at the wrong time. But yeah, you put a Frostdrake in front of you. Oh no, this is probably the easiest one. Oh no, what's going to happen? Is he... Okay, maybe he didn't get set off then. Oh no, yep, he has. Alright. So, excusing the bad little bit at the beginning there, you can see, even with my late attacking, he died very quickly. Yeah, you just run down, put Frostrakes out. If he does manage to get to you, put on a protection bubble, and you can tank out whatever he throws at you, because he will die fast enough that it doesn't matter. So, that's that challenge, very easy. The 4th challenge here, this is Besieged, right. This is, the Siege Beast has been used in quite a few. I really like him as a boss fight, actually. He's got a very interesting moveset. I love the move they gave him, which is where he slams the ground. It's the one he almost always does at the beginning. It's when he bashes the ground multiple times and loads of meteors come down from the sky. It's brilliant stuff. The first challenge they brought that in was ages back. It was before I started making videos for the tournaments, and yeah, it was really hard actually, because it did a one-shot, and at that time we weren't so used to one-shots. So yeah, it was also quite a tight space. I think they had very small gaps which you could stand in and survive, and I think even Protection Bubble didn't help you survive. But anyway, so I've heard a lot of people had trouble in this challenge, and that's because there are some siege brutes with him. What I do seems to avoid it completely. I don't know why. Maybe it's because you personally have to run over there for the siege brutes to come, but I just put fire drakes next to him and they don't seem to come. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to put Frostdrake right up next to him. He's going to do a slam down attack. The Frostdrake dies, but he's still stuck there because his attacks are so slow. And as you can see, he's dead before he even came over to me. That's the case with a lot of these challenges, and yeah, I am overpowered a little bit. I'm always overpowered because of my jewels and stuff, and that's why I use a second person in my party for guide videos. But just for this tournament showcase, that's what I'm going to show. And even if he was buffed, because I have done that actually with 2 other people in my party. Wait, hold on 1 second. Okay, I have done that with 2 other people in party and not really had much of a problem with it. I'm gonna have to go into this next one by myself, just pay the valor. Yeah, my friend's having connection issues. Sorry, off put here. What was I saying? I was saying it's hard. People find it. What I'm trying to say is that even if you have 2 other people in the party, you can still take the boss. It's not too tricky. You can just chaining the fire drakes, teleport, protection bubble, backing away. You can focus on the boss. Even if you get the siege brutes on you, they take down the fire drakes faster. But you can just a combination of the 3 skills. You can still take down the boss fast enough. So this next one, we've got 3 sorcerer-like enemies. And I like to take down this top one first. I'll put a frost drake next to him, attacking lots. The bottom ones will summon suicide ghouls, which do get a bit annoying, but they basically get absorbed by your frost drakes. You can see here, they focus so much attention on that frost drake. The bottom one also will do attacks which are really quick and you can't avoid them. The one on the right, I think, does that too. I'm getting a little bit of connection issue, that's why I'm kind of slowing down my talking, because I'm not sure whether it's going to show things properly. But yeah, that one on the right, he summons meteors. It's a little bit annoying, but you can avoid them, and they get, like I said, they get absorbed by the frost drakes. So yeah, you just back off, circle round, put a frost drakes in the middle, and take them down in that order. The one that summons suicide ghouls, I'd say, is less annoying, because the one that summons suicide ghouls, it's less annoying because the meteors cover a large area, whereas the suicide ghouls you can just choose to kill and you take 1 attack, whereas the meteors you do have to move. So yeah, that's why I focus on the meteor one before the suicide one, and then the other one fires off really quick attacks. So when I say really quick, it fires off like a flurry of fireballs, which do a lot of damage if they all hit you, and yeah, they can be a little bit awkward to avoid. So I take that one down first. That's next one. I know a lot of people had trouble with, and they complained that it started early. The reason is, when the thief appears, for whatever reason, it triggers the main enemy to come and attack you. It doesn't trigger the other ones though. So actually you can use it to your advantage, and that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to stay still and wait, and when the little bloodstain appears, the boss will come and attack me, and what I want to do is I want to attract him right down to the bottom. If you just come all the way down to the bottom, I didn't do it quite so effectively here, but you can do that, and then when you bring him down, can I bring him down any further? Yeah. Then you won't trigger the other enemies, so you can kill him first and save yourself a lot of hassle. Now, annoyingly, I'm going to have to make sure I don't get killed by this, which has just meant that I set off the enemies. But if you do it cleverly, then you can kill him before you take down, before you set off the other 2, and that will make your life a lot easier, because these ones can do some hard melee damage. Those balls look those fiery rocks look so slow. I haven't played this challenge in a while, I've forgotten quite what it's like. Alright. I'm not playing my best, but hey ho, it's not tricky. This is one of the ones which surprised me, that it was actually that it's a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. By the 6th challenge, you'd expect some to be really quite hard, but they're not so much. The next one is the impossibly difficult one, and I will fail on it. I will tell you now, I will fail, and I will just accept my fail. So there's a bit of transition there, and I'm now going to be going in with the impossibly difficult challenge. I just said I will die. It's going to be challenging, and I have done it a few times. This is the one I chose to evolve. It's the only one I evolved from Artifact to Relic for my reward. So yeah, there are 5 enemies. 3 are I can't remember what they're called, but they're the ones which rush after you, and they leave a fire trail behind them. And then there are 2 sorcerer-like enemies which just use a lot of fireballs. So the main problem is that these enemies which rush you, as a wizard, you can't really stop them from doing a ton of damage to you. So I'm gonna put down fire drakes behind me, and there is a little area which you can run around. That's the way I did it in the end. That's what I'm gonna try to do now. So I'm gonna run in there, use a frost drake to attract their attention. You've got to take down these infernal berserkers because they are the ones which will kill you. But yeah, they just kill your frost drake so fast. And like, maybe I could have teleported away and stuff on a computer. I don't think I ever did it on mobile. I think I just did it on PC. And I used potions. I think, yeah, that was it. I used the bear potions, and that's what I'd do. That's what I'd advise to anyone else who was trying to do it. Just use bear potions and run away. The mixture of fire drakes and bears, it does distract them. The bears survive much better than the frost drakes, so you can just attack them lots while they're being distracted by that. And yeah, once you got the 2 berserkers down, the enemies would your frost drakes will die much slower, and then you could focus on either the main infernal guy or the 2 summoners, whichever one was sort of easier to attack. That's what I did, and yeah, it worked. I consistently beated it when I was using the bear potions, and it's lucky that I had about 40 or whatever. I think I used 4 the first time, and then it went down to about 2. I had to do the challenge at least 5 times for the what's it called? 5 times for the achievement. That was it, festival achievement. And so yeah, for those 5 times, I think I got it down to 2 bear potions was what I did. So this next one, I'm actually no, I'm gonna get my friend to leave. This next one is one of the easiest. I don't know why. It's really strange. The second last challenge is one of the easiest. So it's one guy. He summons some other enemies. I think some suicide enemies as always, and then the sorcerer guys. The main interesting thing about this one is there's a big fiery thing in the middle that you don't want to go near, and it uses the drawing in attack. So yeah, but the funny thing is it draws in your drakes as well, and it won't target multiple enemies, so it won't target you and your drake. It will just get the drake. So yeah, if I put down a drake nearby, he'll make the thing appear. I'll get bad connection and not be able to damage the boss. Yeah, you can see it's targeted the drake, and they're not actually going to go for me at all. I did this with personalized party. I think this is the one which I did for the festival achievement where you had to do tournaments in a party. And so yeah, that was the one I did because it was very easy to do. You can see in solo he doesn't even have time to spawn the other enemies, so you can just focus on him. But when they're party members and it takes longer to take down the boss, he does summon the other enemies. And come on, connection. Yeah, when you face the other enemies, they're quite easy to take down. Again, get drawn in by your frost drakes, so it's not difficult at all. The boss himself, I think, just uses slow attacks and like takes ages to go around you, like to pull off any attack on you. So he's very easy to stay away from. Now this is the final challenge, and it's actually a repeat from a previous tournament. A lot of these challenges have been, well, I say a lot. I think like half of them are new, and half of them are repeats. This one is a repeat, and it wasn't that hard the last time. I don't know why they picked it for the last challenge for this tournament. But yeah, you can see you actually have to click on him to start it off. These 4 things become towers, which you can choose to not take down even. They're not too hard. Sorry if I just covered up the mic there. It's weird recording on a mobile. I have to watch out for these things. Anyway, yeah, I do choose to take down the towers to begin with, even though they spawn back quite quickly, and that's just because it makes my life easier. The main thing, difficult thing, the boss himself does very slow attacks. He's just got this fire clap attack, which is a melee attack that does a lot of damage. That's the one thing you need to watch out for. But his attacks are slow, so Frustrate's completely screw him over. He cannot kill them quickly. You can just chain them and keep into the same spot. The main thing is there are 3 enemies which spawn behind later on. There are two melee enemies that rush very quickly towards you, and 1 archer guy. The archer isn't so much of a problem, but the melee ones are stupidly powerful. And so what you want to do is make sure you have protection bubble ready for when they rush in, then Frustrate directly on yourself, run away, and try and take them down quickly. That's pretty much the only thing which will kill you. Otherwise, the towers, there are a couple of annoying towers, like this one down here on the bottom right, that I would take down first. But the towers themselves die pretty quickly. They're nothing like those rock rollers in the 6th challenge. I must have badly placed a Frustrate, it died quickly. But yeah, so I take down the 4 towers to begin with. There's a suicide ghoul. Oh, come on, what? Anyway, there they are, the 2 enemies came rushing in. Now, oh wow, they actually struggled taking down that Frustrate, but you can see they're hard to distract with the Frustrate because they move so quickly. They die fairly fast themselves. I think I did this in a party a lot, so I'm kind of used to that, with them surviving a bit better. I don't know why the protection bubble there. Oh, it's because I knew that was going to happen. 6th sense. I knew that connection was going to go. But yeah, this boss is quite funny because you can just literally run away and attack him. It's easier to do on mobile. Hard to demonstrate, but basically you click away, click back on him, click away, click back on him, do that, and you can actually, you see I'm moving a little bit forwards, and if you've got high enough move speed, you can do that and keep damage on him quite nicely. You can't do it so easily on a PC because you've got to move the mouse around between the 2 places, whereas on a mobile you can just use your 2 thumbs. Works brilliantly. It's actually a technique which I was trying to do before on PC, and it wasn't as effective as I hoped it was going to be, but yeah, now it is, so it's a brilliant thing which I try to use. So yeah, that's the tournament showcase. I hope you enjoyed it. I went into a lot of detail on the technique and stuff. I did actually do this on request from someone that in my mobile first look video, I did. Someone commented asking if I could do arena and tournament videos for the mobile version. I won't be doing it as a guide going through when the challenges come out, just because it's a lot of effort for me doing a video every day, 9 days in a row, every 2 weeks. Like this, it's too much, and I'm already doing a lot on the forum and all that kind of stuff. I can't load it in. As well as the fact that it's just going to flood my my YouTube with videos, and I'd rather have a few videos on specific things rather than just hundreds of videos, and you don't know what to watch at all. Other people in the past have done videos as guides for tournament challenges, and I'd rather just talk about the technique on the forum rather than making a video for it properly. So I'll just continue with the showcases. Arenas, I'll show some of it on mobile, just like how you play and that kind of stuff, but I'm not going to be going into too much detail there. I'm going to be continuing with the event guide videos, tournament showcases, and otherwise I'd rather branch out into things like skill guides and other general things, like I'd like to do a beginner's guide, a review of the mobile version, that kind of thing. So I'm not going to be doing guides for the tournament. The only reason why I went into specifics on this tournament is because I was asked to do it for the mobile, and so that's why I spoke about it. The techniques are slightly different on the mobile, mainly because you want to focus on the basic attack. You can probably notice I did not use teleport like at all in this video, and that's because it's very difficult to click and do it. Another thing is, if you double click a skill, see I'm double clicking Froststrike here, it actually unselects it. That's not something which happens on the PC version, and it can mess you up a lot when you're trying to spam a Froststrike, or try to click the skill and you're missing the button. You can accidentally select it, unselect it, which can really mess you up with Protection Bubble, Froststrike, Teleport as well. The Incinerate and Fireball are much easier to do because you'll generally use them when you're attacking an enemy. So you just, as soon as you click it, it uses the skill. But yeah, the others can be very awkward, and that's why it's easier to play on a PC, because you can't teleport reliably on a mobile. I'm trying to learn it. I'm trying to get better. I've got better with Froststrike, but it's tricky. And so yeah, for technique on a mobile, I would just say you've got to aim your Froststrikes well. Try to do your movement spacing, all that kind of stuff, because you can't rely on teleport. That's as a wizard anyway. So yeah, and basic attack is your main thing, which does help with your mana actually. But anyway, that's enough. I'm gonna sign off now, and I will see you in a video soon.